The use of the mannanase can remove those viscosity because those polysaccharides will become oligosaccharide. They will lose the viscous characteristics. And then also by doing that, the mannans will be gone. So the mannanase will remove the allergenic compounds, which is originated from the mannan. So that can enhance the intestinal immune the balance. So we don't. It doesn't cause unnecessary inflammation in the intestine.
Welcome to the Swine Nutrition Blackbelt Podcast, the latest swine nutrition research digested for you. I'm your host, Clayton Chastain, and today we have with us Dr. Sung-Woo Kim, a professor of animal sciences at North Carolina State University. So Dr. Kim, I know you've been on here before, but it's been a little while. So before we get started, would you mind giving the audience a brief introduction about yourself?
Okay, sure. Clay, it's very good to see you again. Same thing, no changes here, but I'm Sung-Woo Kim. I work here as a swine nutritionist, even though I am able to work with poultry as well, but that's my job here. I mainly have a research appointment and also teaching appointments. As for the teaching, I teach animal nutrition for the undergraduate and graduate students. I've been here since 2007, and before joining NC State, I was the faculty member at Texas Tech University, and prior to that, I was a graduate student at University of Illinois. Okay, so here I am.
With science-led solutions that are sustainable, proven, and effective, BASF helps you tackle the challenges of poultry nutrition. We offer high-quality feed ingredients that enable a more sustainable production and help you achieve your animal performance targets. We call it the science of sustainable feed that succeeds.
Awesome. So with some of the research you've been doing, I see a lot of it's regarded mannanase in swine diets. So with this enzyme, to start us off, can you explain what mannanase is and why it's gaining attention in swine nutrition?
Sure, I'll be happy to do that. The mannanase, that is a name of enzyme, but it has a full name. The full name is actually Indo-1,4-beta-mannanase, which means they can break down the mannans, which is a polysaccharide, and that will be converted into small molecular size manno-oligosaccharide. So polysaccharide becomes oligosaccharide. So that is what mannanase is and what that is doing.
Gotcha. So with it, you said it breaks down those non-starch polysaccharides. So with that action of it and supplementing it in swine diets, is that kind of the main driving factor of how it impacts nutrient digestibility and pig and overall performance in pigs, or how does the mechanism of that enzyme really work?
Most of pig diets, and including the poultry diet as well, it is. We use a lot of soybean meal and corn DDGS. Usually, those two feedstuff comprise probably almost like 40% easily. And those two feedstuff include mannans. The mannan content in these feedstuff are about 1.5 or maximum 2% each. So the swine diets will have significant amount of mannans. Okay? But when the pigs or poultry, the chickens, ingest the feed including mannans, this mannans will invite water in its structure, and it becomes very highly viscous. So the feed with the mannans will become viscous matter in the lumen of the small intestine of the animals. But then the issue is when there's a digestive becomes viscous, some other feed particles, like a part of the corn or the part of soybean meal or even the part of the supplemented fat, they will be entrapped in this viscous matter. And then when the enzymes from our own body, the endogenous digestive enzymes, are secreted, they cannot access to the feed particles, so they cannot digest those feed. So that include starch, fat, or protein. So because of this viscous matter, the digestibility of protein, fats, and starch may be reduced. So that is why the mannanase in the feed is related to reduced nutrient digestibility. But at the same time, this viscous digester will cause the slow movements in the gastrointestinal tract. But then the problem here as well is this viscous digester which is made of mannans or galactomannan or glucomannan or galactoglucomannan. So those are the types of mannans. They can cause allergy to the intestinal mucosa. So those are allergenic compounds. So when that happens, those immune cells in the intestine will respond, and they may cause the inflammation in the intestine. So that's another reason that we have to worry about the mannans for its impact on the intestine. So the use of the mannanase can remove those viscosity, because those polysaccharides will become oligosaccharide. They will lose the viscous characteristics. And then also by doing that, the mannans will be gone. So the mannanase will remove the allergenic compounds, which is originated from the mannan. So that can enhance the intestinal immune the balance. So it doesn't cause the unnecessary inflammation in the intestine. And also, I think this is another interesting thing to say. When the mannans are converted to manno-oligosaccharide, which is MOS, we often call that MOS. So those MOS has some known functions, right? And one of the function is those MOS can bind to gram-negative bacteria, including some pathogenic bacteria like E. coli or Salmonella. So those MOS generated from mannan by mannanase can inhibit the pathogen infection in the intestine. But also it is known that the manno-oligosaccharide can be the food source for some of gram-positive bacteria, including lactic acid bacteria. So this MOS can have a functional role in enhancing the intestinal health. So the improvement in the nutrient utilization by the use of mannanase, I think it comes from two reasons. One is the increased nutrient digestion, but also because of the enhanced intestinal health. So that's what I think. And also this is the hypothesis we had for the research. And we carry out multiple research projects to validate this hypothesis. And we think this really works in the body of the pigs. And we have several papers to support that.
Gotcha. So when you're looking at the formulation for using this mannanase in swine diets, so looking at different formulations, the use of it with different feed ingredients, or like using it in certain production stages, like a nursery stage or a finisher stage, where would you say mannanase is especially effective or recommended?
Okay, it's a very important thing to think about. So, since the mannanase is targeting mannan, so I should start with which feedstuff include mannans, which is, I just already mentioned, soybean meal and corn DDGS. So if I look at start with the nursery diets will include a high level of soybean meal. So it will be a source of mannans. And also lactating sows, those lactating sow diets requires high protein, the amino acid. So it will include high level soybean meal as well. But at the same time, if you look at the grower finisher feed, we use a lot of corn DDGS. So that is a source of mannans as well. So it is a little hard for me to say which stage of the growth of pigs we should target for the use of mannanase. But I think it depends on what kind of feedstuff we use in the feed. So whenever you see soybean meal and corn DDGS, I think I want to check about the mannan content, and then we can think about the application of mannanase.
Awesome. Well, I believe that's all the time we have. So thank you again, Sung-Woo, for being a guest on today's show.
Okay, Clay, it's very good to see you again. I hope to see you again in the near future again.
And to everyone else, thank you for listening to the Swine Nutrition Blackbelt Podcast. Please visit us at swinenutritionblackbelt.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast channel so you won't miss out on the next episode. See you next week.